You might have heard me say before, there's just one reality. And basically here is what this is pointing to is my understanding that there is no promised future land of milk and honey. Despite what preachers say, there's just this reality. Like it or lump it, there's just this reality. And looking more deeply into our current situation, our current reality, I think we've arrived at the point where we can appreciate that all experiences are just mental impressions, actually. And you know the line I keep repeating is that we see the world differently from Buddhists, and so we experience confusion and suffering. So you have to ask yourself, the obvious question to ask yourself then is, what is different from how Buddhists experience? What is different from how Buddhists see the world, And what magical power do they have that we don't have? This magical power that allows them to see things differently. I'm sure you'd love to know what that is. Actually, this is a really important point. Actually, we're the ones with the magic power. The Buddhists are ignorant. We know all kinds of things that Buddhists are ignorant about. So what's the magical power that we possess? To see the unreal as real. To make solid what lacks solidity. To impute an I where there's just a stream of experiencing. We can go into these in a little more depth after the set. To find fault with what is only a display. We have the magical power to pursue mirages. And we have an interesting magical power, which is to be able to endure discontentment. The Buddhists lack this magical power, and they're only able to see things as they are. They are ignorant of our magic. When you understand this, you'll understand a lot. The difference between Buddhists and sentient beings. Buddhists don't have to destroy delusion. We think we have to destroy delusion. We think, Catherine, that there's some journey we have to go on to become Buddhists. Buddhists don't experience delusion. They don't have to destroy it. They don't experience it. But they do see the suffering of beings. They see the relentless, horrible situation that sentient beings are in. They see that. But they know it to be an illusion. So, wouldn't it be nice to relinquish our magic powers for a little while? To experience like a Buddha experiences. To stop. Just to stop. To rest. To abandon hoping. To abandon wanting. Just to rest. content just to be. I hope you realize I don't need to ring a bell here. To rest. To abandon grasping. To experience openly. No agenda. Not going anywhere. Just being here right now. And it's all very ordinary. There's no magic. It's all very ordinary. There's no milk and honey. Just very ordinary. And you just sit here. Rest. Not doing anything. Not changing anything. Very ordinary. Not going somewhere special in your body, where you're holding your body. Not going anywhere special in terms of what's happening in your mind. Just very ordinary. Awake. Present. At ease. Mental impressions are still clearly there, clearly evident. They're mental impressions. They come and go. Sometimes very casually. Like, what am I going to have for dinner today? Just mental impressions. Very casual. And sometimes, like a very angry child, they try to boss you around. No, mummy! Left unanswered, all these just fade away. They are a display. Rest. It's nice, isn't it? Just ordinary. When you're open like this, there's nothing to pursue, especially not pursuing contentment. You're just content to be, content to have these mental impressions. You're content when the child is shouting at you. Content just to experience. these mental impressions, they're non-existent, They appear as a display, as a movement of your mind. That's all they are. Having relinquished your magical power, they're just a display. Like this, like when you're free from effort, just like in the background, just like a warm, blissful contentment. And at the same time, there's clear light knowing, clear light, unobstructed seeing, unobstructed experiencing. Unobstructed because it's the experience of basic space, of movement. Just a display. A rather amazing play. Amazing display. Doesn't matter what's in the display. It doesn't hurt you. That's the day release spell.